What's up, guys? It's Benny. This channel is devoted to the truth and delivering the truth to you. In order to find the truth, you must first ask the right question. There's no such thing as a wrong question. Skepticism is a prerequisite to the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, some of these questions may be uncomfortable, and some of the answers may be even more uncomfortable, but this has been many years of actually answering uncomfortable questions about the nation that we live in, the people who run it, and the shadow government that sits atop those people that may be manipulating you and I. And I don't ever want to be part of that process. I don't want to be part of the manipulation. Some of the easiest ways to actually zoom out on any issue, like the Trump Tower attack on New Year's Day and the terrorist attack in New Orleans, is to simply start asking questions. And that's what we're going to do here. I know that there was an email that was delivered to Sean Ryan, and he read it on a show, and it had some pretty unbelievable claims in that email. Prima facie, we're not going to discount that, say that it's all a setup, but we're also not going to say, hey, listen, we 100% believe this to be 100% authentic. We're just going to have to ask the right questions, use our brains, and think through these issues. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to talk about some of the massive gaps in this story and some of the strange encounters and pieces of data that seem to lead to this being far more complicated than the official narrative, ladies and gentlemen. Let's begin here with some of the strange occurrences on New Year's Day. Everyone is acting alone except for the fact that two suspects attacked on the same day, rented cars from the same company, not just cars, but electric trucks, and then served in the same military base. Got it, okay. Even Elon Musk saying, sure, are a lot of coincidences here. Candace Owens following up. The New Orleans terrorists, a guy who blew up the Tesla truck, both had served at the same army base. Given what we know about the history of sadistic government programs at our military, brings forth some major questions. More questions than answers. And a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that nobody, after the Matt Livelsberger, this is the name, Matt Berg is what he was known by. So Matt Berg, the guy who blew up the Tesla truck at the Trump Hotel, if he did in fact do that, now some people are speculating that he's still alive, or that he didn't actually detonate anything, or that he was just a patsy, or that he was dead by the time the truck actually exploded, and that the truck was driven there autonomously. I guess that we'll figure out the truth to all of that in due course, because I believe that Elon Musk is going to reveal the truth. It's going to be something that is going to be really important, and these Cybertrucks are very, very sophisticated vehicles. You can track and tell and see exactly what's going on with them at all times. You ever been around a Tesla? There's cameras everywhere, and they're running like all the time. So we should know the truth here. But here's a reality that happened over the past 24 hours. Nobody's talking about the ISIS terrorist, homegrown army veteran who killed 15 people on New Year's Day. The FBI lied about every aspect of that attack, and then hours after the attack opened up the guy's trailer to the media. I've never seen anything like that. So there's a mass murderer. We played you this video. So there's a mass murderer who's a terrorist, and they just leave his house open for the media to go and inspect. And the media compliantly walks right in and begins to show you his thoroughly unsanitized trailer, along with his Quran, the chemicals. There's little weapons in here. There are lists and sheets left by the government. It's like the whole thing is just a clown show at this point. In what universe does a mass murderer terrorist house, little more than a day after the event, they haven't processed the crime scene yet? You certainly wouldn't find religious text from an Islamic terror group proudly displays conveniently open to a specific page. This isn't even a good psyop. Yeah. This is what they found, by the way. They found a Quran open to a page about martyrism. There it is. Conveniently given exclusive access to New Orleans terrorist squalid trailer, bomb-making station, and open Quran, which discusses martyrism. None of it passes the smell test. And I noted this today in email, like, sorry, not an email, but a post on X. We don't know jack about a dude who literally shot Trump in the head on live TV, killed another guy, got 8 rounds off at President Trump. No manifesto, no cell phone data, no text, no emails, no interviews of parents, no footage of his home, no background, no accomplices, no autopsy, no toxicology report, nothing. Nothing. The FBI left the trailer of the terrorist open so anyone can go inside. I mean, listen, Matthew Crooks, the guy who shot Trump, like he's a dead terrorist too. So why isn't his home open for all of us to go rummage through? Why can't we go rummage through all of his texts and data and cell phone? Why can't we look through his bedroom, see who he was communicating with? Why did he travel to D.C. so many times? Why can't we learn this kind of information about the Trump assassin? Why is it only the ISIS terrorists that we're able to see these things about? Start asking the right questions, you're going to get the right answer. So what Sean Ryan showed yesterday in his bombshell interview, that I'm very glad he did, because it opened up an entire new line of questioning here, was it basically gave the case that this guy was very upset about gravity-altering drones and their military capacity. Now, we know the guy did serve in the autonomous vehicle space in the military. He's 20 years in the military, Matt Berg. But does that story stand up? I don't know. I mean, I encourage you again to go watch the interview for yourself. It's got 11 million views. It's got millions more on YouTube. And here, effectively, is the real heart of it all, is the manifesto here. So let's take it prima facie, okay? Face value. What this guy says is that the drone activity over New Jersey is gravity propulsion systems powered by that are powered and are being flown by China over American cities, and that it's game over with this style of weaponry. He also gives the coordinates of a military base that happens to align with Area 51. The coordinates mentioned by the Tesla bomber, our operations center for gravity propulsion, is Groom Lake. That's Area 51 for anybody who's not aware. So this is the location. Well, I mean, okay, you're bringing in Area 51. You're talking about space alien technology. You're talking about the drones in New Jersey. You're talking, people have been seeing all of these drones popping up, and there's been very unexplained levels of drone activity for a while now. What's actually going on here? Brandon Herrera, who I really respect, saying, I'm not normally one to use this word, but this is an absolute bombshell from Sean Ryan if true. So again, please go read all the evidence for yourself. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know the absolute truth. I will tell you that, man, this stuff is wild, right? So he says that he's being followed by Homeland or FBI. They're looking to move on me and unlikely going to let me cross into Mexico because of the information that he has about these drones that effectively behave like UFOs, right? Like UFOs out of a sci-fi film. And there are a lot of people saying, well, this kind of backs up whistleblowers that we've known for a long time about the space alien program and so on. People saying there's gravity propulsion systems that are quite literally out of this world and are alien technology that our government owns.
We have it.
Oh, we have them. You don't have to believe it, but we do. For instance, the propulsion of the craft. Everything that we have, whether it's a propeller plane or a jet or a rocket, it throws something out the back, either high-speed exhaust or a large volume of air. This is the first time there's a craft it's a reactionless craft. It's a field propulsion craft. And what it does is it creates a distortion in space and time in front of it, where space actually bends. I've dismantled it. The big thing is the suppression of extremely advanced technology. And
so this is what the guy's talking about, right? In his alleged manifesto. He's talking about this space age technology. And that guy, I'm not familiar with him, but I've seen his name now pop up. His name's Bob Lazar. Again, I'm simply going to give you the arguments as they stand right now. For and against, right? And what people are talking about. Some very strange things have begun to pop up, however. So this is kind of like taking the reporting of Sean Ryan and the Sean Ryan whistleblower, on its face. Okay, prima facie. But then it goes deeper. Turns out that Matthew Livelsberger, or Matthew Berg, competed in a reality TV show. Yikes. Okay, I officially don't believe Jack anymore. The Cybertruck bomber, Matthew Livelsberger, was a reality TV star. Do you think that people are full of it? He was a reality TV star with a guy named Tim Kennedy. He's ex-Green Beret. He's got a little bit of a following, too, on social media. And Tim Kennedy was on Fox News this morning saying, oh, yeah, I remember being in a reality TV show with him. By the way, Tim Kennedy initially said on social media, I don't know this guy. Does anybody have any information for him? And people found this old video from a reality TV show, and you can see here it's them training. It's them like training to be Green Berets together. There they are. That's Matthew Livelsberger, and this is Tim Kennedy. So these two sort of reality star special forces guys did this whole thing for the History Channel. Tim Kennedy claimed he didn't know who the guy was. He was called out on that. And then Tim Kennedy goes on Fox News saying, oh, yeah, I remember the guy, but I don't remember. But the whole thing doesn't make any sense. But the whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I guess I believe him, I suppose. Here's what he has to say.
It was 15 years ago when I knew him, before I was able to put it together. And I was just flabbergasted. I was left speechless. I couldn't believe it because I really enjoyed the time that I got to spend with him. And I found him to be incredibly competent and talented as a special forces operator. And I was floored, to be honest. I didn't know what to do or say.
Anything, and I realize obviously you didn't stay in touch with him over the years, but anything that you remember particularly about his personality that strikes you as particularly kind of hard to wrap your brain around?
Yeah, Charlie, start to finish, categorically, the guy was a great dude. He was fit. He was a good shooter. He was a good communicator. There's 5-6 events that we did in this reality competition show, mostly based around soldier skills. And in every instance, he was seemingly a great person. None of this checks out, on the special forces side.
None of this checks out, he says. Please feel free to watch the whole interview. This entire thing sounds like a BS setup. This whole reality TV star thing is really sending people. Tim Kennedy on social media. 13 years ago, I competed in a shooting competition for the History Channel called the Ultimate Soldier Challenge. My partner in this competition was Matt Livelsberger. Last night when I saw old photos of him in the news, I put it together that it was the same guy. He was sincere, hardworking, talented, competent special forces operator. I'm flabbergasted and heartbroken to hear the news. None of this makes any sense. And I'm confused and I want answers, he says. Well, okay. Stack him up with the rest of us. Jack Posobiec and Sean Ryan are fighting over this story. I spoke with an Army friend who served with Matt Berg in Afghanistan, says the email story about the war crimes in 2019 is totally made up. They didn't even have strike authority that he's talking about. Weren't you an intel guy? Geez, says Sean Ryan. And, well, everyone's fighting over this. Everyone's fighting over the official story. It doesn't seem like a person who's worried about getting followed. So this is footage of Matt Berg casually charging the Cybertruck and then cleaning off the bumper of the Cybertruck. Many people are saying this is not the behavior of somebody who feels like they're being imminently followed for arrest, right, by the federal government, or somebody who's planning on blowing up a vehicle. If you're cleaning, if you're meticulously cleaning the vehicle itself, it does seem like strange behavior. More video from Las Vegas. Police show Livelsberger charging the Tesla truck in Arizona before detonating a bomb at the Trump Hotel. Why would you clean it up? Wake up, babe. New CIA psyop just dropped. So Jack Posobiec going hard against this. Vegas Metro Police release a message found on Matt Livelsberger's phone in the Tesla Cybertruck. This was not a terrorist attack. This was a wake-up call. Again, let me state this for the record. There's been no phone recovery or no data recovery from the Trump assassin. Matthew Crooks, was able to shoot Trump in the head, and nobody was able to get anything off his phone. But they were able to get these giant messages off this phone that is torched to pieces, and none of that makes any sense. This message, however, is, kind of reads like a comment section, right? Like a Facebook comment section. Just talking about DEI and how the country, we need to fix the country. And it's like, I agree with this. And then saying that, linking all of this back to Elon Musk and Trump, saying that he blew the car up as a wake-up call. Time to wake up. Lock the highways down, blah, blah, blah. Peaceful means first. And he says this was not a terrorist attack. It was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. So what better way to get my point across with a stunt with fireworks and explosives? I mean, there definitely were fireworks and explosives, but really? Like, you're telling me that this is the guy? And by the way, this doesn't match at all the Sean Ryan email. Like the cadence, the way it's written. There's one other thing that I find particularly, and I've reached out to the guy, so I hope I get answers on it. The red dots here signifying that there are misspellings, right? This is what happens when you type something into a word processor. You got these red dots, right, underlining things that are like word processing, but the red dots like that don't appear when you send an email. It doesn't stay on it. So this seems like this has been either loaded into some type of word processor, Microsoft Word, right? Google Documents. I'm not sure. I'd like to get an answer on that. People are criticizing that aspect of it. Anyway, jumping ahead here. So now there are multiple conflicting docs. You can see here. The third image is the email Sean Ryan released today. Before the bomb, law enforcement just released 2 new notes from Matt Livelsberger. They say they got off his phone, left in the truck, and it blew up. So Matt Livelsberger himself was burned beyond recognition in the truck, but they were able to get information and data off his phone when they couldn't get that for the Trump assassin. Got it. Okay, yeah, got it. Even though the Trump assassin's phone was intact, and this one was burned to a crisp, and everything else was burned to a crisp except for the guy's passports, which were virtually unscathed. Got it. Okay. FBI says they have strong evidence that the email shared with Sean Ryan show was sent by Livelsberger before the explosion. The statement was made 1 hour after Ryan released the episode. In the email, the individual, Livelsberger, claimed the New Jersey drones were operated by gravity propulsion systems. The email suggested the drones could have been operated by China. Why the hell would the FBI, this doesn't make any sense to me. The FBI wouldn't just come out and endorse something like that, like out of the blue. No way. No. Sorry, doesn't pass the smell test. So the FBI just comes out, a reporter makes these bombshell claims about secret government programs, and then the FBI just comes out and endorses it. Yeah, no, bro. I don't think so. That's a big old red flag. Single most important piece of information in the Vegas bombing, we cannot trust any of the information contained in the emails from Matthew Livelsberger on December 29th because his signal number was changed. This is something that was covered in Sean Ryan's, interview. For those unfamiliar with Signal, it's a peer-to-peer encrypted messaging system that assigns a unique safety number. It only changes your signal count and load it into a new phone. This automatically lets everybody know the conversation with you if your safety number has changed. Matt's changed on the 29th of December. All information sent after Matt on the 29th must be treated as misinformation. So did somebody, you can see here. Again, this is something that was covered. So did somebody get a hold of his phone and change his, did somebody get a hold of his phone and start sending, intel or leaked manifestos, saying Frosty on the leaked manifesto, which included no evidence. First attack, BlackRock promotional. Second attack, Azov Battalion. Third attack, History Channel TV show. Is this weird to anybody else? Yeah, they're noting that this is, of course, Matthew Crooks, who is a Trump assassin. He's in a BlackRock commercial. This is Ryan Ruth, posing with, war criminals in Ukraine. And this is Matt Berg here in a TV show. I thought this was really instructive, and I guess some of the final things I'll end with some of this thoughtful analysis of this situation. If you're going to write a Hollywood script that contained a better contemporary giga conspiracy theme, you could do no better than what's happening right now with Matt Berg. Think of the contemporary conspiracy theory elements: Trump Tower, Cybertruck, Special Forces, Afghanistan vet, 1 year from retirement, whose family and teammates say he could not have done any of this. Worked in cutting-edge military drone tech, emails to whistleblowers about super-secret anti-gravity tech, Chinese forces, deep state hunting him as he crosses into Mexico, MAGA manifesto that millions of Americans could have mostly truthfully written about blowing themselves up. Screenwriter theme. The story even has a MacGuffin, the Desert Eagle handgun suicide weapon, with no self-respecting special forces operator would ever actually carry. It's like scriptwriters threw in a little detail in there just to troll us. All this feels like too on the nose for me. Grok write me a treatment about a movie about a paranoid anti-hero that includes deep, dark conspiracy theories. Too perfect. Too much like we're living in a simulation. At this point, I have zero idea if it's true or untrue about Livelsberger, but there's something missing. Occam's razor says the most logical scenario is that the guy snapped and had some sort of psychotic break. My spidey sense is tingling this time. Something is off. I love this account. It's called Cynical Publis. He says there are five things that are logical here that may actually be the truth. Okay, only 5 logical possibilities. Matt Berg wrote this, and it's all true. Okay, about the email from Sean Ryan. Matt Berg wrote this, and it's a hallucinatory product of a psychotic break. Combination of 1 and 2, parts being true and parts being hallucinatory. Matt Berg did not write this, and it's written by whoever killed him, setting him up as a patsy. Or the whistleblower faked this for clicks, saying that he doesn't believe this, but, you know, we're going to have to wait for all possibilities. The other theory that's sort of percolating out there is that this is a this is a PTSD or traumatic brain injury from years of being in operations without any support from the DoD, combined with a failed marriage, and he committed suicide. Again, all of this is simply speculation. I'm just giving you the information that is currently out there. I believe the gasoline and fireworks were intentional because he knew it would create a flame, but had no kinetic energy to hurt anybody. I worked at a foundation for special operators suffering from operator syndrome. His actions are pretty consistent with those who were not able to be helped in time and took their own lives. I believe the conspiracy theories are dead wrong and that there are a few coincidences. I'm guilty of connecting things before learning, the truth. What do you believe? What do you believe? Where do I stand on all this? I want answers to the underlining of the emails, the red underlining of the emails. That seems very strange. Why would there be red underlines for spell check in an email? That's not how emails are just sent. I was not in the military, so there's a lot of the jargon, a lot of like the commentary that does go over my head, right? But from a human perspective, none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. He was just trying to send a message, but he sent like multiple messages, and they were written in different cadences. The notes didn't even seem like the same notes. Something's fake. Something's not right. Something doesn't add up. Oh, and we've all just stopped talking about the ISIS terrorist that was homegrown as well, that actually killed a bunch of people. Nobody's talking about him at all. And don't worry, just come right into his house and take anything you want. This is like what the hell is that about? Oh, and at the same time, the FBI just suddenly says they're going to find the pipe bomber from January 6th. Oh, don't worry, we're totally reinvigorated to go find the pipe bomber again. What? Why is this all happening at the same time? Why is all this happening at the exact same time? Final thing that makes me very, very concerned about all of this is that this guy was already in reality television. Why was this guy on reality TV? It makes you think that maybe he was selected for, they tend to do that, right? Like they control television. So why would this guy already be a reality star? There are not that many soldiers who are reality stars, virtually none actually. So what's going on with that? I'm not calling anybody a liar, and I'm not saying that anybody is overtly trying to commit foul play here that we know of. I'm saying that there are probably forces that were trying to cover up, distract, or use this for some untold nefarious reason. And so I don't know what it is. I need to see more information. But this just seems, again, a little too made for TV, a little too perfect, right on the nose conspiracy theory mongering. And I'm not buying I'm not buying whatever the official story is, which is hard enough to digest. The guy shoots himself with a Desert Eagle. He shoots himself with a Desert Eagle. Special forces operator is cleaning the trunk of a car, cleaning a vehicle, meticulously cleaning a vehicle before he blows it up. I'm like, what? No, man, no. It's not a situation to laugh at. I mean, it's very sad. You know, it's very sad. Whatever is happening here is dark and it's wrong. But it needs to be. We need the truth, and I don't think we have the truth right now. That's why we continue to ask these questions. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for the truth. We'll get there, ladies and gentlemen. This is a time of reckoning. And keep your head on a swivel. See ya.